When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and waiting in the silence until you come and stay a while with me.
I can't remember a time when I walked into a room and Colin didn't make me feel beautiful. I can hear him saying, "Girl, you're looking fierce. Where you going with that gorgeousness?" Colin empowered me like he empowered many of his friends. He made me understand how incredible I am, even when others chastised and rebuked me. Colin stood by me. He was so unmoved by others' opinions about his friends. He was my rock. There is a level of love and support that was unparalleled. I'm not sure that I've ever met anyone with the ability to so easily make you feel so fantastic about who you are. If more men made their wives or girlfriends feel as treasured as Colin did for me, the world would be a much better place. See you on the other side.
Colin was like the stern father to me. Daily I aspired to please, but for some reason or the other, I never quite get it right. Sometimes I made it on the on the A list, but for the other times, I was on the shit list. Nevertheless, I kept on growing. Yes, booby, I'm still growing, evolving into the person you desire me to be. I'm so fortunate to have been able to call him my father, brother, cousin, and my friend. Wayward I was often, but Colin kept steering me right. I will never forget his lessons of love, support, and most of all, gratitude. The hat and the scarf will always be my beacon. Rest in peace and power. I open my arms and heart to embrace all of who you were as I continue this journey.
Hi everyone, this is Monroe, Colin's bestie in Florida. I was introduced to Colin while on vacation in Jamaica, November 1986. He turned and looked at me, said hello, then went back to whatever he was doing. So I thought to myself, I don't really care for this person, but I'll be gone soon, so never have to see him again. Period. This is something we've joked about over the years. Early January 1987, I got a call from my friend asking if I remembered Colin and if he could come up to do some shopping for a business he was starting and if he could stay with me. I said, if he is a friend of yours, then yes. After 2 weeks, we became the best of friends. Over the years, he would always stay with me whenever he was in town. We spoke to each other almost daily, sometimes 2-3 times a day. I sure do miss his calls. If he was happy or upset, he would call. When he came up, we literally shopped every day, ate out, just overall had a wonderful time. And he enjoyed on weekends going to Old Hits Night in Fort Lauderdale. Colin's sense of style was always way ahead of all. He was confident and did not give a damn what anyone thought or said. 2 days before he left us, we spoke for over an hour on the phone about old times, etc., about anything that annoyed him, people that annoyed him, anything. On the day he left us, he also called me that afternoon before he went out. And I said, why are you still going to Manor Park to pay a bill when you can do it on your app at home. But if you know Colin, that wasn't his thing. He still loved buying his magazines. He still loved flipping through them, etc. I know that we all miss him, but I know Colin's attitude was, hey, I lived a good life. I've traveled the world. So he did not worry about anything. He said if he passed away, he knew that he had had a good life. We all miss him. We all love him. Thank you all. God bless you.
When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. For at the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown.
It is really a pleasure to be here to speak on behalf of Nevada. After about 14 years ago, after a professional career in the U.S. and many years traveling, I decided to move back to Jamaica. The grand dame of style and my roommate, Karen Nita, insisted that one of the first persons I had to meet was Colin Hylton. She insisted that even though we had not yet really met, we were soulmates, bound together by an endless curiosity about many things, from style to books to music to fashion to life. She was right. Colin, for me, was a master class in living. As Black men, we often do not stand proudly in our own self-judgment or sense of value. Colin insisted that this should not be the case and took me under his wing to show me how I would navigate my return to Jamaica. Principle number 1. Build yourself a big tent of people who love you, best if they are fabulous and glamorous and fun. They will barricade you against any negative sentiment that could come your way. He was right. Principle number 2. Price and value your work because you are unique and what you offer is worthwhile. If they are unwilling to pay you what you think is fair value for what you do, simply say, call another nigga and hang up the phone. Principle number 3. You must have clarity of opinion on issues regarding with whom you do or do not associate. Hold your good friends tight and stand for them no matter what is happening to them. This may mean standing for them even when they are unable to stand for themselves. We can do this because we are strong. Principle number 4. Dignity, darling. Always remember dignity. No cas. Simply make your point and walk away. Principle number 5. Laugh at yourself and your circumstances all the time because it is laughter that will get us through. Laughter allows you to forgive yourself and gives you space to breathe. Principle number 6. We must look out for each other. Even when we hear you say everything is okay, because we are proud, we lie. Sadly, on this matter, I may have failed him because I didn't hear what he could not say. Hopefully, I am growing. Principle number 7. Maintain boundless curiosity to keep learning and be ready to teach all who will listen. Don't force anyone to learn, but be ready to teach. Years ago, at a small fabric store in Berlin, Colin gave me a PhD in fabrics, a great teacher for a curious student. I do not know what life in Jamaica is like without Colin. He was a touch point for the very air that I breathe in this country. Thank you so much for the love that you gave me. I will honor these lessons, and hopefully I will love others the way you loved me. A grand toast to you, my BFF, best friend forever.
For Colin, silk, scarf, sandals, florals, hat, check. Cock of the head, toothy smile, a dip back, and a girl, long time me no see you. You know he's arrived. He's at home anywhere. Fancy function, gold-rimmed crockery, opera, pinkies in the air. He's there. Switch it up, selector. Afrobeat, psychedelic strobes, body raves, vodka swooshing in plastic cups. He's there. Switch it up, selector. Sound system perched on the roadside, men sitting on crates, mountains over shoulder, mannish water bubbling in a pot close to the ground. He's there. Remix. Brock it down. Wine, we are wine, stay down, bend down. Lighters in the air for Colin, who is now in the center of the dance, I swear. Even as he stood out, he fit in anywhere. Give him the beach, a 5-star hotel or a villa in the background, a table and friends ready for Kaluki. He's there, ready to laugh, ready to win, to knock despair out of the air. He will tell you how he switched from accounting, swapped spreadsheets and cold cubicles for the fire of a kitchen, where his hands whisked miracles, passion fruit cheesecake converting the unbelievers, death by chocolate cake, oh holy rum and ganache, the gospel of irreverence in every forkful of anything he laid his hands on. Pumpkin bisque met red striped bear, east met west, and when Oxtail was still humble, he showed her lasagna, and she's never been the same. Who else in Jamaica had snakes in their restaurant? So a date was food and thrill, and the guilt was a guise we journeyed through until we stumbled out the ivy-draped gate, holding our date a little tighter, a little more aware of the rumblings of joy in our bellies, in our hearts. He made us more alive. Colin catered a function with his whole being. First checked the setting, the guest list, the perceived palettes, the vibe. Then went to market, the drawing board, the place in his mind where genius resided. I can see him now in the garden, picking hibiscus for garnish, fresh herbs, the sun playing dandy-shandy on his smooth skin. Like a hummingbird, he flits from stem to stalk, pulls up sweetness just for us. The table spread like a painting, colors bursting, aromas stirring in the breeze. Who makes their boudoir a feasting place? Only Colin, who taught us the intimacy of friendship, how in our togetherness we ward off death. This is no dress rehearsal. Colin will always exist in the moments when we remember how he lived like fire, like the earth, like the sea, like every force of nature that can never be destroyed.
Pretty much you want to kind of stand out from the crowd, and if you are doing the same that everybody else does, I mean, there's no way you're going to distinguish yourself from the crowd.
Age bracket that's not supposed to be out.
If I'm going out, it needs to be an experience.
Definitely.
And from you push the door, I would tell my staff, even if you're having a bad day, we don't want to hear about it.
Right.
When the day is done, we can deal with that.
Right.
Because for the person that's coming out, they're coming for an experience.
Exactly.
So from your greeted at the door to you're seated to the orders taken, it needs to be seamless. And that also goes right through to the kitchen, where it is done efficiently and beautifully. Because you want to also dine beautifully.
I'm glad.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my